Hello, I'm Bea Vieira, and today we're going to be making an apple pie. Everyone says they really like my apple pie, so now I'm going to show you how to do it. First, we take the vegetable shortening, it's 2/3 cup, and a tablespoon of butter, and we put this in the pan. And then we take a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we put this on top. Then we put the 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, and we take a fork and we gently knead this, the flour into the shortening and the salt, and then you add the cold water. It's about 7 tablespoons, and you gently put it around the perimeter. You knead it some more, and it has to get to a consistency where it will form into a ball. And be sure you use cold water. That's a given. You add it, as I have done, a little at a time, so that when you get to the point where you feel it's going to come together, that'll be enough water. And as you can see, it's starting to come together a little. So we use all the rest. And see, this is the consistency that it should be at. So they're sticking together. And then you go in and you form the ball. And at this point, you put it in the refrigerator to cool. Oh, say 5 or 10 minutes. So you sprinkle a little flour. I have some saran wrap here on the counter so that it won't be so messy to clean up afterwards. So you take this out and you knead it a little with your hands. Put it down on the counter, flip it, flour it. Then we take the rolling pin out, and you roll from the center out, like that. Then you flip it, add a little bit more flour, and the same procedure. From the center out. If you do the whole area, it seems to toughen the dough, so you just go from the center out. Okay, so then you fold it in half. You get your pan. You put it in halfway like that. You flip over the other side and just ease it in to the pan. And then I use Granny Smith apples. I just find that they make the nicest apple pie. So you just pat the dough in. And now we're going to peel the apples. And this has to be done, the slices have to be thin. I don't know, you've all gotten a pie and the consistency is thick, and I don't know even know how to describe it. I don't like it, but anyway, this is this is how we're going to do this. And usually I can do all this in one big core, but see, today I can't do it. There. So then you take it and thin slices like that. Go halfway down from the middle of the apple, and you keep going around. Then you flip it over, do the center part. I wonder how many apple pies I have made in my lifetime. Actually, my mother is the one who showed me how to make pies. She used to make 6 and 7 pies at a time because we were a big family. And then I have a big family, but I don't make 6 or 7. I may make 2, maybe 3, but you get right down to the core. Okay. You spread that out. Well, there's some here that I've already cut. So now to this, we will add a cup of sugar with a teaspoon of cinnamon. And don't economize on the brand of cinnamon. Okay. So now we sprinkle this all over the apples. And the smell is luxurious. So now I'll trim the excess dough from the bottom crust, leaving it just a little overlapping the pie plate. When I have dough left over, I make little tarts. You roll it out and you cut circles, say maybe 3-inch circles, and put jelly on one and top it with another half and pop them in the oven. So now we're going to top this with 2 tablespoons of butter. Now we're going to roll out the top crust, and it's done similar to the bottom. You roll from the mid section out. And you flip it over, put a little bit more flour, give it some pats of love. Okay, then we take it over, flip it in half again, and you're going to make some slits for the air holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just flip that over, and then you cut it again about 1 inch out away from the edge of the pie pan. There. Then the top crust goes over the bottom crust and in, and you press it. See? There's the top crust, the bottom crust, and the top crust envelops the bottom one. So then you crimp the crust with your thumb and your finger, like this. Okay, and then I always put a heart on it to indicate it's made with love. So you cut out the heart. And anybody who makes one might have something different they'd like to do. So I get the milk. Place that right on top. And then you put butter, the milk rather. I know some people like a pastry brush, but I kind of like the feel of my hands on the crust. I put the milk on there to brown the crust. And then we put some sugar on top. Just to give it a little sweetness to the crust. Then we take the Reynolds wrap and we secure it around the crust because it might burn, because there's just that little piece that's hanging out beyond the pie plate. And you just crimp it like that. And voila! The pie is done. All we have to do is bake it now, 425, 50 minutes, and then take the Reynolds wrap off in 10 more minutes. And here it is, the finished product. Hope you enjoy the lesson. Happy cooking!